amor, amor, amoris. Some say that love's a little boy, and some say it's a bird.
For a brief period in the late 1930s and early 1940s, while Britten was working closely with W.H. Auden, he wrote a number of pieces with a jazz or blues influence. The most large-scale of these was their opera Paul Bunyan, written in 1941, but there are a number of other songs with that same feel about them. Most famous of these are the Cabaret Songs, and these were published after Britten's death in 1980, and they weren't intended to be a group or a cycle as such, but they make a very interesting set.
When it comes, will it come without warning? Just as I'm picking my nose, oh, tell me the truth about love.
They were composed for the singer Hedli Anderson to sing, and she was a friend of Britten's with a great range vocally, and she could do classical and jazz and all sorts of other things as well. There were two other settings apparently in the same vein, one called Give Up Love and the other, believe it or not, called I'm a Jam Tart. But these have been lost over the years, so we don't know what those sounded like, unfortunately. So as a group of the existing four, they have a light-hearted feel about them, but they're not simple songs at all. For one thing, the singer does need a huge vocal range, going from bottom F here to top C right up at the other end. So it's a good 2.5 octaves. And the piano parts are fiendish in places, but they are very popular with singers and performers. And they're good introductions to aspects of Britten's works that people might not know about. People are sometimes quite surprised that he wrote these. Auden's texts are typically smart and ironic, and one of them has become very well known for another reason. Stop All the Clocks, which is the second song here, known as Funeral Blues, was used to great effect in the film Four Weddings and a Funeral. It has a terrific beginning, a very bluesy beginning set by Britten. Starts with just the piano. Britten and Pears didn't record these songs, although they did include some of them in their recitals early on at Pears premiering Calypso during their time in America. And it may be that as they were becoming established recording artists, they thought they wouldn't be taken very seriously if they included this kind of repertoire in their recitals. And you can understand it to some degree from Britten's point of view. He was very protective of his reputation. But with this historical distance, you can see that these songs are just as skillful and well set and with the same sensitivity to texts as in the rest of his songs.
Tell me the truth.